Okay, this is local boards.
Hi everyone, my name's Aidan Smeaton. This is my colleague Matthew Watson. We both work at McDonald doing transport technology in Glasgow, and we're here with our team of 5. We've met 3 people here on Friday, and we formed a team to create something that we think is quite cool and quite useful. So let's get started. Okay, so on Friday, the 5 of us formed around the idea that public safety doesn't necessarily have to be about crime statistics. It's actually about, it can be about just having informed individuals, people being aware of what's going on, and also the combination of that with strong communities. So there being a sense of neighbourliness, and with the two of those things combined, we have that can increase public safety. So how did we prove that this is actually true? I guess the best thing to do was to go out and talk to the people who actually know about this sort of stuff. So we talked to the public bodies who are actually involved with this. We spoke to police, we spoke to the fire and rescue team, and we also spoke to various other community experts. And we also spoke to the actual members of the public. So what did these people say? They told us what they need. So at the moment, nearly all the public bodies said to us, we need something, we're under a tight budget. That was one of the big things that came up all the time. We're under a tight budget, and it's important to us that any new technology that is created integrates with existing systems. Also, the main thing that came out of speaking to the experts was that they need to get information to the people quickly. So, for example, the fire and rescue people told us that after there are fires, they go around and knock on the doors in the area, but they don't have enough resources to reach all the residents. What if people are at work? This is a big problem for them. What do the people need? So the people gave us lots of insight, and they told us that they basically need lots of information, but they only want information that's relevant to them. So they want to know the information from the police and the fire service and community people, but they don't feel like there's a good portal. They don't feel like there's a good available resource to get that information. So this is our solution. We've come up with something called local boards. Local boards is based on the idea of a notice board. So notice boards would be in public buildings. So in a close or a block of flats, you usually have notice boards at the bottom. So at the ground floor. So this is a sort of digital version of that. Public bodies can post to notice boards, and there are individual notice boards for we call them hyper local locations. This might not, so you can access a local board for a specific area, such as your address or your block of flats, to get information that's specific about your area, but that might not include everybody in the community. That only includes people who have phones and can access the internet, so we can also view these on existing infrastructure, such as like this on the subway. And also another way to form strong communities is with the option for people who want to get to know their neighbours a bit better, to have something a bit innovative, a bit cool, that people can sign into this, they can register their interests, and it matches people up with people who live nearby them based on their interests, and suggests things like 3 people in your building love movies, how about a movie night?
So this is how we think that all of this will fit together. Because it's such a big project, we've not managed to implement all of this in 48 hours. But we've got all our data sources up the top, and all of them speak to single REST API. All the data from that then comes into our local board system, it's then pushed out to all these subscribers. We've gone for the REST API because we think that keeps it platform independent. So all these systems can talk to the same system, no matter whether running COBOL, C++, doesn't matter. Maybe not COBOL.
So there's lots of clear core benefits to this system, which have maybe covered earlier. Thanks. We'll play a video as the questions, or as we're taking questions. No, don't play a video just now. That's okay.
Thank you, local
Okay,
boards.
we'll take questions just now while the video's playing in the background.
Thank you. Okay, do we have any questions?
I don't know, is this on? Yeah. Looks like an interesting idea. Is this data that's actually, are you actually using open source data for this? Okay.
So that we have been able to utilise some of the data that's been made available. So, for example, we've got traffic feeds that are available for Glasgow. However, those traffic feeds aren't hyper-local, if that makes sense. It's a traffic feed that has all the traffic incidents in Glasgow. So our application is able to take that, and when a person sees their local board, the board for their building, it only shows them the traffic incidents that are maybe related to them. So we can do that for not just traffic incidents, but all the any post that maybe the police only want to make a post to a specific neighbourhood or a specific region. Same with fire and rescue, they only want to make an announcement to a specific local group of people.
Is there any risk of, privacy concerns? Because if it's so local, people might get, might actually be wary of putting too much information up because it makes it very obvious who they are.
Yep, of course, that's a key concern for us, and that's why the main functionality of the application is you're not required to sign in, you're not required to give any details over. You can just go onto the public website, go to your area, and it gives you the feed of information from the public bodies and the people who have posted that. You're not required to sign in or give any personal information away. That's extended functionality if you want to do that.
But if you were the lady with the dog, that's not really your choice. You don't have control over that because somebody's posted about you.
Okay, so those posts don't appear in the public news feed. They're only available to the private people who've signed up to say, we live here, we're in this area, and we're going to discuss our area in this local board.
Martin?
What demographic of the areas you've been looking into would have access to online services?
Exactly, so the main demographic obviously is the engaged middle, so the people who are already probably engaged in community services and things like that. So they're the people who will probably have access to the internet on the web, on the app, but we don't want to marginalise people. We don't want that was a challenge for us to try and, how do we get other people involved who might not want to download the app, who might not have access to the internet. So this is why we suggested that the public feed can be made visible in the public space, so in bus stops and in train stations and in already existing displays.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you.